Hi, in today's video, I'm going to talk about 17 great foods to avoid if you have bad kidneys, help you to improve it more easily. As you well know, your kidneys are bean-shaped organs that perform many important functions. And they're in charge of filtering blood, removing waste through urine, producing hormones, balancing minerals and maintaining fluid balance. But there are many risk factors for kidney disease. The most common are uncontrolled diabetes and high blood pressure. So, when the kidneys become damaged and are unable to function properly, fluid can build up in the body, and waste can accumulate in the blood. However, avoiding or limiting certain foods in your diet may help decrease the accumulation of waste products in the blood, improve kidney function and prevent further damage. In fact, the majority of those in the late stages, or with end-stage kidney disease, will need to follow a kidney-friendly diet to avoid buildup of certain chemicals or nutrients in the blood. Especially, damaged kidneys may also have trouble filtering the waste products of protein metabolism. Therefore, individuals with chronic kidney disease in stages 1 to 4 may need to limit the amount of protein in their diets. So, here are 17 foods that you should likely avoid on a renal diet. 1. Dark-colored colas. In addition to the calories and sugar that colas provide, they also contain additives that contain phosphorus, especially dark-colored colas. You see, many food manufacturers add phosphorus during the processing of food and beverages to enhance flavor, prolong shelf life and prevent discoloration. Unlike natural phosphorus, phosphorus in the form of additives is not bound to protein. Rather, it's found in the form of salt and highly absorbable by the intestinal tract. As a result, colas, especially those dark in color, should be avoided on a renal diet. 2. Avocados. You know that avocados are often touted for their many nutritious qualities, including their heart-healthy fats, fiber and antioxidants. While avocados are usually a healthy addition to the diet, individuals with kidney disease may need to avoid them. This is because avocados are a very rich source of potassium. Therefore, avocados, including guacamole, should be avoided on a renal diet, especially if you have been told to watch your potassium intake. 3. Canned foods. Likewise, canned foods, such as soups, vegetables and beans, are often purchased because of their low cost and convenience. However, most canned foods contain high amounts of sodium, as salt is added as a preservative to increase its shelf life. Because of the amount of sodium found in canned goods, it's often recommended that people with kidney disease avoid or limit their consumption. 4. Whole wheat bread. Well, choosing the right bread can be confusing for individuals with kidney disease. Often, whole wheat bread may be a more nutritious choice, mostly due to its higher fiber content. However, white bread is usually recommended over whole wheat varieties for individuals with kidney disease. This is because of its phosphorus and potassium content. The more bran and whole grains in the bread, the higher the phosphorus and potassium contents. 5. Brown rice. Like whole wheat bread, brown rice is a whole grain that has a higher potassium and phosphorus content than its white rice counterpart. However, you may be able to fit brown rice into a renal diet, but only if the portion is controlled with other foods to avoid excessive daily intake of potassium and phosphorus. 6. Bananas. As you can see, bananas are known for their high potassium content. While they're naturally low in sodium, one medium banana provides 422 milligrams of potassium. It may be difficult to keep your daily potassium intake to 2000 milligrams, if a banana is a daily staple. 7. Dairy. Let's talk about dairy products. They are rich in various vitamins and nutrients, and also a natural source of phosphorus, potassium and a good source of protein. Yet, consuming too much dairy, in conjunction with other phosphorus-rich foods, can be detrimental to bone health, in those with kidney disease. 8. Oranges and juice. While oranges and orange juice are arguably most well known for their vitamin C contents, they are also rich sources of potassium. In fact, given their potassium content, oranges and orange juice likely need to be avoided or limited on a renal diet. 9. Processed meats. Well, processed meats have long been associated with chronic diseases, and are generally considered unhealthy due to their content of preservatives. Some examples include hot dogs, bacon, pepperoni, jerky and sausage. Processed meats typically contain large amounts of salt, mostly to improve taste and preserve flavor. Therefore, it may be difficult to keep your daily sodium intake to less than 2000 milligrams, if processed meats are abundant in your diet. 10. Pickles, olives and relish. You know that processed olives also tend to be salty, because they are cured and fermented to taste less bitter. In fact, many grocery stores stock reduced sodium varieties of pickles, olives and relish, which contain less sodium than the traditional varieties. However, even reduced sodium options can still be high in sodium, so you still want to watch portions. 11. Apricots. You see, apricots are rich in vitamin C, vitamin A and fiber, and they are also high in potassium. 1 cup of fresh apricots provides 427 milligrams of potassium. Furthermore, the potassium content is even more concentrated in dried apricots. So, it's best to avoid apricots, and most importantly dried apricots, on a renal diet. 12. Potatoes and sweet potatoes. Like apricots, potatoes also are potassium-rich vegetables. Fortunately, some high-potassium foods, including potatoes and sweet potatoes, can be soaked or leached to reduce their potassium contents. Although double cooking potatoes lowers the potassium content, it's important to remember that their potassium content isn't completely eliminated by this method. 13. Tomatoes. Well, tomatoes are another high-potassium fruit that may not fit the guidelines of a renal diet. They can be served raw or stewed and are often used to make sauces. Unfortunately for those on a renal diet, tomatoes are commonly used in many dishes. 14. Packaged, instant and pre-made meals. As you well know, processed foods can be a major component of sodium in the diet. Among these foods, packaged, instant and pre-made meals are usually the most heavily processed, and thus contain the most sodium. Not only do heavily processed foods contain a large amount of sodium, they are commonly lacking in nutrients as well. 15. Swiss chard, spinach and beet greens. You see, leafy green vegetables like Swiss chard, spinach and beet greens, are full of potassium, especially when served cooked. Although serving size becomes smaller when cooked, potassium content remains the same. 16. Dates, raisins and prunes. Likewise, nutrients are concentrated when fruits are dried. Therefore, the potassium content of dried fruit, including dates, prunes and raisins, is extremely high and should be avoided on a renal diet. 17. Pretzels, chips and crackers. Ready-to-eat snack foods like pretzels, chips and crackers tend to be lacking in nutrients and relatively high in salt. Also, it's easy to eat more than the recommended portion size of these foods, often leading to even greater salt intake than intended. What's more, if chips are made from potatoes, they will contain a significant amount of potassium as well. That's going to be the video. Thanks for watching and don't forget to click links in description below to find out the best ways can heal and improve your kidney disease naturally.